Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. Go ahead and make Edgar Berlanga against David Benavidez. Let's have a fun fight at 175. Now, I know Benavidez is the WBC champion at 175. He just picked up 2 belts at cruiserweight. But boxing fans are out here like, look, Edgar Berlanga, we know he's coming off the Hamza Shiraz loss. He keeps saying that he felt Hamza Shiraz had something, I think it was the left glove, something with the wrapping. But he hasn't quite accepted that loss. Now, he's going to continue fighting. He's over there at Zuffa Boxing now. Looks like he's going to be fighting still at 168. But really, Edgar Berlanga probably should be more like at 175. Sounds like him making 168 is a tough weight cut. Why not just have him fight David Benavidez? Now, I know David Benavidez wants to fight Bivol. In his next fight, it looks like David Benavidez is not trying to pick low-hanging fruit. He wants to go after the biggest and the best. David Benavidez is really about his legacy. But how fun it would be if we got Puerto Rico versus, and I know David Benavidez's dad is Mexican, he's born in America, but I think it's only fair if I say Puerto Rico versus Mexico showdown. Who wins? Now, I'm going to tell you right now, there will be a whole lot of trash talk. A whole lot of trash talk if they made this fight. Edgar Berlanga is not going to back down at all. David Benavidez is going to be like, all right, we'll see. Now, I haven't heard one person who feels that Edgar Berlanga would have a chance in hell against David Benavidez. Now, what's interesting is Berlanga is 6'1", Benavidez is 6', like just about 6'1", you know what I mean? So they're about the same height. Reach-wise, Berlanga has a 73-inch reach. David Benavidez is 74, I believe. So they're about the same as far as, height and reach. They're really close. But the difference between these two is the chins, the power, the speed, the durability. I mean, you got to give, or at least make Benavidez the favorite in this fight. I like Berlanga. He's loud. He's entertaining. Sometimes I feel he's a bit delusional with some of the things he does and says, but the bottom line is people will watch him because he's entertaining. If he had a chance to fight Benavidez, I'll be honest with you, I'd be curious to know if he'd take it. Because he's over there on Zuffa. Not sure who he's returning against, but that's the problem. So now let's just take a look. We're talking about a fun fight at 175. We can't even talk about a fight that's not a fun fight, but a fight that needs to happen at cruiserweight because Jaya Pattaya is over there at Zuffa Boxing. So they're going to have to figure out what they're going to do, but I just think this would be, to me, if for some reason the Bivol fight can't happen with Benavidez, if Beterbiev isn't ready, and Benavidez is like, all right, I need something to stay busy, fight Berlanga. If they can make the fight happen. Especially if Berlanga being on Zuffa and working with PBC and saying, okay, look, we're going to do it for the 175 title, the WBC strap. And I get it. Berlanga, he's not ranked by the WBC at 175. Matter of fact, he's not even ranked. Really, when you take a look at 168 pounds by the WBC, Canelo's number 1. So if somebody were to go up to 175 from 168, probably be looking at Canelo or Diego Pacheco. But Edgar Berlanga, he's not even ranked by the WBC at 168. You know what I'm saying? He's not even ranked by the WBA. He's not even ranked by the IBF. So Edgar Berlanga is ranked number 11 by the WBO. So Edgar Berlanga, as far as him and his positioning, he doesn't really hold any weight at 168 anymore. Because I mean, the name, yeah, but outside of that, no. I'd like to see him go to 175. I think he would have some success at 175. Benavidez has a WBC strap and a WBA strap. Well, the WBC, he's the world light heavyweight champion, and then he's the WBA world light heavyweight champion, and then Bivol's a super champion. And then you come up to cruiserweight, and David Benavidez now has the WBO and the WBA. So Benavidez, he just really has a footprint from 168, from 175 up to 200. And you could even say 168 because most people feel if he could make weight, make 168, he would go down there and dominate the way he was dominating before anyway. So Berlanga has a lot to prove. Although I'm saying this is a fun fight, him messing around with Benavidez, that's career suicide. We all know that. And Berlanga had a tough time taking that loss against Shiraz. If he fights Benavidez and Benavidez destroys him the way we know he will, I don't think Berlanga could return to the sport of boxing because the beatdown would be that vicious. And I like Berlanga. He's got heart, but he wouldn't survive one round with David Benavidez. I just don't see it. But it'll be a fun fight while it lasts. The build-up would be fun. When they got in the ring, it'll be fun. And then once David Benavidez starts landing, I think it'll be over. Anyway, y'all keep cool. Y'all may say, Hood, this fight will never happen. You just never know. If Benavidez can't get these big dogs in the ring at 175, who knows what happens. Matter of fact, right now, when you take a look at, let me show you something here. This is 175. Let me do this real quick. When you take a look at 175, Bivol is the big dog. Bivol is the big dog. And Benavidez is number one, Smith, Ramirez. You don't even see Beterbiev on here. You got to actually scroll down to find a mention. Beterbiev is ranked number 2 by the WBO. Beterbiev is not even ranked by the IBF. He's ranked number 1 by the WBC and ranked number 1 by the WBA. So Beterbiev is still that guy. But who knows what's going on with him? I know he and Bivol are supposed to rematch, but if for some reason they take kind of damage to where neither one will be ready within a reasonable amount of time, I can see the WBC affording David Benavidez another chance to just, defend his belt. And why not make the damn Berlanga fight? Anyway, we'll see what happens next. I'll say this, I can't wait to see who David Benavidez fights next. But at 175, I just have a feeling the Bivol fight's not going to happen. I just have a feeling the Bivol and Beterbiev fights aren't going to happen. But if not, let him fight Berlanga. Y'all keep cool. I'm in the breeze.